Good morning. My name is Lucina Hickey, and I'm the CEO of St. Paul's Hospital Foundation and the director of the Close to Home campaign. I will be your master of ceremonies for today's program. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. The First Nations and Métis people are traditional caretakers of this land, and we pay our respects to them as the keepers of this land. I would also like to acknowledge that we are here today under rather unusual circumstances, joining via online channels to respect the need to remain socially distant during the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, I find myself privileged to be joining you from the comfort and safety of my own home. A few months ago, I would never have imagined that I would be speaking to you in this way at this time, but then I think perhaps it's fitting. We are currently living in times that remind us of the importance of having a safe and supportive space to call home, particularly during emotionally challenging circumstances. And it is in this sense that it is fitting that we gather here today to celebrate the incredible and remarkable generosity of our community in support of the Close to Home campaign. A campaign with the goal of providing accessible, compassionate end-of-life care in a home-like environment for those who are facing some of the most psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually challenging times in their life, saying goodbye to the ones we love. Before we get to our major announcement, I wanted to provide some important background regarding the Close to Home campaign. First and foremost, I wanted to thank Bruce Acton, former CEO of St. Paul's Hospital Foundation, for his guidance and his leadership. From the campaign's inception to its many celebrated successes, we thank you, Bruce. In January of last year, our foundation announced the Close to Home campaign to build Saskatoon's first hospice and greatly improve access to end-of-life care in Saskatoon and the surrounding area. We are here today to celebrate a remarkable gift, to thank all of our supporters, and to share some wonderful and important news related to the campaign. To begin the celebration, I would like to ask St. Paul's Hospital Foundation Board Chair, Neil Weber, to bring some words of welcome. Neil?
Thank you, Lucina. On behalf of St. Paul's Hospital Foundation, its board, employees, and volunteers, I would like to welcome you to today's online event. Usually we look forward to these events as an opportunity to interact with our friends and colleagues. While we miss the hugs, handshakes, and warm smiles that usually accompany these events, we are thankful for this opportunity today. Our foundation was formed in 1983, and for the past 36 years, we've had the privilege of helping our community support St. Paul's Hospital's pioneering vision and medical excellence. Since our inception, you, Saskatchewan, have helped to provide more than $69 million in funding support for our hospital. This is a clear demonstration that our community cares. I've served on St. Paul's Hospital Foundation Board of Directors for several years, and for the past year, I've been honored to serve as board chair. During that time, I've had the privilege to witness the magic that can occur when the hard work of our staff is complemented by the passion and dedication of those in our community. And the Close to Home campaign is truly a campaign that brings out this magic. This campaign has been built on partnerships and collaboration. It's been a campaign that has brought many diverse groups and organizations together in a single purpose: to advance end-of-life care in our community. Under the umbrella of Catholic healthcare and through the legacy of the Grey Nuns, this campaign has come to life through the expertise and guidance of our owners, Emmanuel Health. Our partnership with the Saskatchewan Health Authority means the hospice at Glengarda will be an important part of a provincial network that provides quality, timely healthcare for the people of Saskatchewan. It is advanced only through the hard work, dedication, and vision of St. Paul's Hospital, whom we are pleased to serve. We are grateful to the diverse community of medical professionals, caregivers, healthcare advisors, and family advocates who have given of their time to help consult on this project. I'd like to acknowledge 4 special people who have brought this campaign to life and immeasurably advanced its success. Our campaign volunteers, honorary co-chairs Jean and Adele Dupuis, and our campaign co-chairs Dr. Vivian Walker and Todd Rosenberg. Each one of these fine individuals has continually lent their vision, time, and talents to this project, and we are truly grateful to them. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge our community of donors who have cared so deeply for this project that they have given in such a way to help make the dream of a hospice a coming reality. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Tracy Mugley, Executive Director of St. Paul's Hospital.
Thank you, Neil. And I'd like to begin today to take a moment to pay respects to our frontline healthcare workers during these most unusual times. It's a particular interest that in 1906, St. Paul's Hospital was formed following a typhoid outbreak when the Grey Nuns got together to provide supportive care, and less than a decade later found themselves responding to an influenza pandemic following the return of World War I soldiers. So here we are again, a century later, finding ourselves in a pandemic and responding. And as many of you have been staying home to help contain COVID-19, our frontline staff are taking extraordinary measures to ensure we are able to provide safe and excellent care in the face of these unrelenting circumstances. Today, I take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you. Your valiant efforts are observed and appreciated. While I am relatively new to the office of the Executive Director for St. Paul's Hospital, I've been aware of the hospital's desire to enhance end-of-life care and build the hospice for many years. My former work in mental health and addictions has always emphasized the value of quality, compassionate, and holistic care for those most vulnerable in our community. This has helped me in making the connection between the values we practice in mental health and addictions and the delivery of St. Paul's vision, a community of health, hope, and compassion for all. It is not only my honor, but my responsibility to ensure that our hospital continues its steadfast commitment to this century-old mission to care for the most vulnerable in our community with compassion, always honoring human dignity. And it is for this reason that I am so pleased to be representing the hospital in this major announcement in the Close to Home campaign. The success of this campaign will help us to extend our mission even further into the community. It will allow us to improve the end-of-life experience in our palliative care unit right here at St. Paul's Hospital. It will significantly augment end-of-life care in our community, and it will enable us to open our province's first freestanding residential hospice. The hospice at Glengarda will serve as a standard for excellence in hospice care for our community and will have profound and resounding effects on the people of Saskatchewan. I would like to give a special thank you to the donors. Your support significantly advances the work of the hospital programs and services, and now advances the dream of opening our province's first freestanding hospice. I thank each and every one of you who have contributed to this campaign, and I look forward to today's announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy, for those inspiring words. I want to take this opportunity to thank two advocates who bravely shared their family stories in hopes of having our community better understand why the hospice was so important and why we must come together to provide additional support for those facing end of life. Solange Schlosser, I thank you. I thank you for sharing your story and for sharing the story of your husband, Carl. And I thank you for your advocacy during this campaign. If you haven't yet, I encourage you to watch Solange's story on our website, www.closetohome.fund. We thank you for your bravery and for your generosity. I'll never forget November 17th, 2017. That was the day I met a gentleman by the name of Gord Engel. He walked into my office with a passionate appreciation for this campaign before it was actually official. And I was excited by his interest in the campaign, but I was also curious. I wanted to know what was inspiring him. And that's when Gord helped me understand the need for this campaign, not just as it related to the economy of care, but specifically as it related to the people we would be caring for. When I asked Gord why this campaign was so important to him, he shared with me the fact that he was 43 years old, that he had 4 children under the age of 21, and that he had a wife he had been married to for 23 years, and that he had just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. From that day on, Gord became a tireless advocate for our Close to Home campaign. He helped me and our community understand the need for a hospice. It was Gord's message that helped our community understand precisely what a hospice was, who it was for, and why we couldn't wait a second longer for it. We said goodbye to Gord on April 3rd, 2019. But I would like to take a moment to honor and acknowledge his commitment to this campaign today, as it was his story that helped us to inspire countless people to make a gift to the Close to Home campaign.
I found out I had stage 4 cancer. My family's life was turned upside down.
When you look to the future, you don't know, will that person be around?
Because it's not just for the person who's sick having hospice, it's also for the family, because everyone wants the best for their family.
Gord, I thank you again today. I thank you for your bravery, for your advocacy, and for your heartfelt support of supporting families just like yours in a time when they would need it most. I know you're listening, and I say thanks. It has been my extreme pleasure to work on this campaign with 4 people who have exemplified what community service is. Our campaign co-chairs. Each of our campaign co-chairs and honorary co-chairs have very important reasons as to why they have lent such passion and dedication to this cause. I would like to introduce 2 people who have been instrumental in helping us advance this campaign. Voluntary honorary co-chairs, Jean and Adele Dupuis.
We volunteered for the Close to Home campaign because we believe strongly in good end-of-life care. The only way to deliver that is in a hospice set aside from an acute care facility. We absolutely need the palliative care at St. Paul's Hospital, but we need more, and that's why we are so passionate about lending our voice and a few of our hours to this great cause. Every city the size of Saskatoon absolutely needs a hospice. And now we're going to have one.
We became volunteers with the campaign because we truly believe in the cause. We wanted to create awareness. We wanted to bring it to the fore. We really do want to see a dedicated hospice in this city, a place of refuge, a place that would take the end days and put them in a soft, quiet space instead of the bustle of an acute care facility.
Jean and Adele, you have inspired countless people to support this campaign. We cannot thank you enough for all you have done. Our volunteer campaign co-chairs, Dr. Vivian Walker and Todd Rosenberg, have also been instrumental in the development and execution of this campaign. Todd Rosenberg is a senior partner at MLT Aikens and a longtime friend and advocate for St. Paul's Hospital. It was his vision as a chair of St. Paul's Hospital nearly 15 years ago that sparked our dream of establishing Saskatoon's first hospice. Todd?
The hospice project started approximately 12 years ago when I was the board chair at St. Paul's Hospital. St. Paul's is known for meeting the compassionate care needs of people in our community. The board of directors determined at that time, and it remains today, that the largest unmet need in our community is a palliative care hospice. I feel a hospice is important as the facility and related resources available will allow families to continue the journey of life and death with their loved one in a dignified, comfortable, and home-like setting. Families will be provided with spiritual care, bereavement care, healing art programs, in addition to quality medical care at the hospice.
We're grateful to Todd for his steadfast commitment and continued leadership associated to this project. Last, but certainly not least, I would like to introduce Dr. Vivian Walker. Vivian is a long-standing Saskatoon physician, the co-medical director of the Palliative Care Services in Saskatoon, and she is currently the vice chair of our foundation board. Dr. Walker.
Good morning. I'll take my mask off. I'm saying hello to you from work at St. Paul's Hospital. It's Dr. Viv Walker here, and I've been asked to add a few words as part of the campaign that I've had a privilege to be a part of here. This campaign represents the 4 different pillars that many of you will be aware of. And all of these pillars, I believe, will help us to make great strides forward in advancing terrific palliative care and terrific end-of-life care. First pillar, the palliative care unit. Those of you who have been on our unit, maybe with loved ones, friends, family, know that it's been here for 30 years as a very significant part of care for people. And it provides experienced, specialized care. We'll continue to do that, but part of this campaign has updated 30 years of wear and tear. It's meant that we've been able to make much more efficient flow-through workspace for our nurses, our CCAs, our physios, our OTs, the dietary people that help us out, and the whole team that works as part of palliative care. Palliative care is really a team sport. We have volunteers, we have a music therapist, we have social work, all these people that have more smooth workspaces. We also, with this renovation, have a great teaching space and conference room space with up-to-date technology. I'd like to say that Celine, who gave her face and story to part of this campaign, said, palliative care is a place you never really want to go to, but once you're there, you're grateful that you got to come in and be cared for. Second pillar, the hospice. Well, we haven't had a freestanding hospice in Saskatchewan, and we are about to open the doors. We're grateful, grateful, grateful for Saskatchewan donations and generosity that will allow us to move forward as this of standard of care. I like to think of this hospice as a gift to the people of Saskatchewan from the people of Saskatchewan. It's like a home. It's not going to be like a hospital. And there's going to be good outdoor space. There's going to be good walk space. There's going to be great playground space nearby. And just the same gentle, oasis-like care that the palliative care space has been for these many, many last years. When we started designing and looking at hospice, I worked on committees for over 15 years for hospice in Saskatoon. When we started looking, our motto that we came up with was that this hospice at Glengarda would be a place where life and death are honored with love, peace, and comfort. The third pillar is education. We have residents constantly coming through to be educated in palliative care with our small team. New conference room abilities will let us network with other webinars, other teaching abilities for us to carry on educating ourselves with up-to-date standards of care and also those who come under our tutelage. We want to be able to respond to the ever-changing symptom needs, the concerns, and the emotional turmoil of the people we have the privilege to care for. And the last pillar, whole person-centered care, whole family-centered care. The Close to Home campaign has put this in specifically because we know people are not their illnesses. People are rich, deep, storied people. And music, photos, quiet, reading, movies, sleepovers, games, parties, birthdays, celebrations, legacy, being together. Having space for that is really important, where there is hands-on excellent care to make sure that symptoms are well managed. All these are part of the Close to Home campaign that I feel so privileged to have been a part of. I want to finish with a final quote. This is from Dame Cicely Saunders, who was instrumental in bringing the first kind of medically integrated hospice to Great Britain, and her model has been dominoed around the world. And Cicely says, you matter because you are you. And you matter to the last moment of your life. We'll do all we can, not only to help you die peacefully, but to also live until you die. So thanks for being a part of this campaign. Thanks at bringing the first freestanding hospice to Saskatchewan, to Saskatoon, and we're looking forward to opening those doors.
Dr. Walker, I can't thank you enough for your passion, your advocacy, and dedication, and for providing us with guidance and education and understanding the needs of those facing end of life. Thank you, Todd, Vivian, Jean, and Adele. We will forever be indebted to you for your efforts, your passion, and your support. I'd now like to call back our Close to Home campaign co-chair, Todd Rosenberg, to introduce our special guest today.
On behalf of the Close to Home campaign volunteer cabinet, I would like to thank each and every one of you for taking time today and attending our virtual online event. In Saskatchewan, our home, we face challenges head on, and we do so in a way which reflects our collective belief that together we can and will make a difference in our community. Approximately 1 year ago, we commenced the Close to Home campaign with the lofty and challenging goal of raising $20 million. Today's announcement will mark an important step towards our journey to deliver quality end-of-life care in our community. It's my very sincere honor to introduce our next guests. Over the years, I've seen the positive contributions and support they've made in our community to various charities like Ronald McDonald House, Wetlands Conservation through Ducks Unlimited, the Youth Entrepreneur Program, and the Children's Hospital Foundation of Saskatchewan. Their generosity does not stop in Saskatchewan, and they have made very positive contributions to international charities as well. I'm very honored to count them as my friends, and it's my distinct pleasure to welcome and introduce them today. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Jim and Lisa Ewell and their daughters, Neely and Taya.
Thank you, Todd. As a family, we have had occasion to spend time at St. Paul's Hospital in the palliative care section with other members of the family. The service there is fantastic. The attention to the patients is unbelievable. However, for those people who may require a longer period in the end of life, it would be wonderful to have a facility such as the hospice at Glengarda is proposed. And we're very, very pleased to be able to help contribute toward that success.
Hi, I'm Neely, and it brings me great honor to join with my parents Lisa and Jim and my sister Taya in making this donation to the St. Paul's Hospital Foundation Close to Home campaign. It brings me so much joy to be part of a family who is incredibly committed to making sure that the Saskatoon community is better off, and I'm very happy today to be joining them with this.
Hey everyone, Taya here. I believe that everyone deserves a peaceful and compassionate transition as their souls move on. This is why the Close to Home campaign and end-of-life care is important to me.
Thank you, Jim, Lisa, Neely, and Taya. We have come to the important moment in our program where we reveal the Ewell's generous gift to the Close to Home campaign for hospice and end-of-life care. I thank you a million times for this remarkable gift. We are blessed by your generosity, your gracious appreciation for the needs of our community, and your interest in being such an integral part of a story that will be told for years to come. We thank you not only for this gift, but for helping us come to a momentous time in this campaign. I am pleased to announce that your $1 million gift has allowed us to reach our campaign goal and effectively tie a bow on the Close to Home campaign. It is my distinct honor to introduce Gord Engel's family, who have a message for the Yules and for all of the supporters of the Close to Home campaign.
Every day I think of him and I think of good memories that come to my mind. I think of lessons that he's taught me, and I try to live that day through the values and morals that he's shown. You know, he was one of the bravest and kindest and most genuine people I knew, and I'm lucky that he taught me so many beautiful things. And he definitely made me the person I am today, so I try to carry on his legacy through being a good person and trying to be half of the amazing person he was. Dad was always a passionate person, and everything that he did, he put all of himself into it. He was extremely passionate about the hospice just because it really hit him close to his heart, because being a stage 4 cancer patient, you understand that things are scary and things are real, and this isn't oh, when you turn 99 years old, you're gonna need to go on a hospice. This is, no, I'm a 45-year-old man with 4 young kids and a wife, and I don't want them to be in a waiting room as I spend my last few moments with them. You know, he really found the strength from his family because he just loved us so deeply, and he understood that a hospice isn't just for the patient, it's for the family and the loved ones too.
Now I see that just like water always finds a way. The river keeps on moving, you can't hold back the tide. I will get through the darkness, I have you by my side. The silver moon is lighting the path, I'm not alone when the sun comes up tomorrow. You'll find me close to home, close to home.
A hospice is a difficult thing because you don't realize you need it until you need it, and that was something that not only my dad understood, but that was something my family understood. So the fact that so many people are willing to donate and care so much about the Close to Home campaign for hospice is not only incredible, it's really a miracle. So on behalf of my family and my father,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Saskatchewan.
Close to home.
Thank you to the Engel family. I am pleased to announce that with this generous $1 million gift from the Yule family, we have now reached a remarkable total of $20,954,000 to our Close to Home campaign for end-of-life care. Through the collective generosity of the people of Saskatchewan, it is my pleasure to officially declare our Close to Home campaign for hospice and end-of-life care closed. I would like to sincerely and humbly repeat, thank you, Saskatchewan. And now, I would like to introduce our final guest for today's program. She is one of the visionaries in this journey who has been with this project since its very inception. She will speak to you about how we will be transitioning your generous gifts to the Close to Home campaign into a reality of advanced end-of-life care in our community. This individual is no one other than our Emmanuel Health President and CEO, Judy Morrison.
Thank you, Lucina. Emmanuel Health owns 12 hospitals and long-term care facilities spread across Saskatchewan. As a Catholic health organization, our mission is to meet the needs of the most vulnerable in society. St. Paul's Hospital continues to be the bearer of the legacy of its founders, the Grey Nuns, under the leadership of Sister Marguerite Deville, some 100 years ago. St. Paul's Hospital has been pursuing the dream of a hospice since we opened the palliative care unit in 1990. Throughout this journey, we've been listening to our healthcare providers, our partners, stakeholders, community organizations, patients, families, and loved ones. And through these conversations, we've designed a thoughtful, comfortable, and soothing hospice, and we will provide compassionate care to all those who enter our doors. The hospice at Glengarda is one of 4 priorities that comprise the Close to Home campaign to advance end-of-life care in our community. In light of this, the funds raised through the campaign have been committed to, first, building the hospice at Glengarda. I'm very pleased to say that construction is well underway, and we're currently on target to complete the project later this fall. Our second priority, undertaking crucial renovations to the palliative care unit at St. Paul's Hospital, a unit that will continue to play an important role in quality end-of-life care in Saskatchewan. I'm happy to report that this construction has actually been completed, and it includes an upgrade to the tub room. Priority 3, the development of a palliative care education fund to ensure our healthcare personnel have access to excellent training and education in end-of-life care. So we will be making sure that education is made accessible to those working at the hospice and to other healthcare personnel as well. And finally, our 4th priority is to set up endowments that will support the ongoing delivery of holistic care services. With the help of St. Paul's Hospital Foundation's fundraising efforts, we can build on the funding from the Government of Saskatchewan and offer important holistic services such as spiritual care and bereavement support, as well as healing arts therapies. These programs and practitioners are critical components of a comprehensive, integrative palliative care service providing holistic care, allowing us to live up to our practice of caring for the mental, the physical, and the spiritual well-being of individuals and their families, which is in alignment with the World Health Organization definition of health, a state of mental, physical, and social well-being, not just the absence of disease. To say I'm pleased that our vision of a hospice will soon become a reality would be an understatement. I am thrilled, I am grateful, and frankly, I am humbled by our community's remarkable support of our mission. As a leader in palliative care, St. Paul's Hospital has worked for years to build a hospice, and we're very close to making that dream a reality. And now, Samaritan Place, another healthcare organization under the governance of Emmanuel Health, can continue this legacy as the operator of the hospice. On behalf of Emmanuel Health, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to everyone who has been a part of this campaign. Thank you to the campaign cabinet, Todd Rosenberg, Dr. Vivian Walker, and Jean and Adele Dupuis, who have given months of their time to make this a reality. The former St. Paul's Hospital Board and local council who shepherded this project, with a special thanks to Bill Edwards, who was the chair of the board when we purchased the property where the hospice sits, and who is the appointed Emmanuel Health representative to our steering committee, and who has responded every time I've reached out for advice. Bill, I can't thank you enough for the support you've provided. I also need to thank Mike Stensrud, the former board chair of the Saskatoon Health Region, who played a key role through the project approval process. Thank you to our hospice steering committee, who have taken part in countless meetings, to Prairie Hospice Society, our dedicated palliative care patient and family advisory committee, all of the amazing staff of St. Paul's Hospital and Saskatchewan Health Authority, the caregivers, the physicians, and employees who've assisted with planning, thank you. To the Ursuline Sisters, who sold us the building and also supported us with a significant donation, are my many thanks. And Sister Anne, a special thanks to you for sending me pictures to show me what a good job the construction team was doing maintaining social distance. And a very big thank you to the committed palliative care unit staff and the leadership of Samaritan Place, who have been critical in ensuring the design meets our clients' needs and that the operational plan is ready to go. And last but not least, thank you to the St. Paul's Hospital Foundation staff and to the board, both past and present, and of course, our wonderful community of donors who have made this amazing day possible. I look forward to seeing all of you at the grand opening later this fall. We are truly one step closer to realizing our vision of a community of health, hope, and compassion for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean, for those inspiring words. And thank you once again for all of the fine work you have done to advance the Close to Home campaign and the vision of end-of-life care in our community. Since we started this campaign, donations have been coming in, and today we are a giant step closer to that dream. These donations have been shared by people from all walks of life at all gift levels. We are truly grateful to each and every single person who has made a gift towards this campaign. While the campaign may now be complete, there is much work to be done towards opening the doors of the hospice at Glengarda. And this wonderful facility will need ongoing support from our community. We look forward to sharing how your continued and gracious generosity will help us to support a continued community of health, hope, and compassion for all within our hospital and the soon-to-be opened hospice at Glengarda. We are so very grateful to the many supportive relationships we have had with our partners and stakeholders, such as the Ministry of Health, the Saskatchewan Health Authority, and of course, St. Paul's Hospital. Thank you to our creative partners, our media partners, and our dedicated staff and volunteers. Thank you to the Engel family. And our most sincere and deep gratitude to our community of donors who have made this dream into a soon-to-be realized reality. This concludes today's program. Thanks for joining, everyone. Have a great day.